Hello, sports fans. Mauricio here. Well, this video is in response to the inquiry: When are we going to rank our customers? Um, Now, should that be a stored procedure that you have to run, or should that be part of updating a customer, or where do we put that code anyway? Well, here's one way: a trigger. So check out this code. So, create a trigger, create a store procedure. It's a package of code that you run when you want. But the stored procedures, we have to choose when they run. I suppose you could figure out a timer for those, but here we're just automatically running some code after. You could do before also, but after an update, after a delete, after a insert. So you can use a trigger to back up line items. When you insert a new, so that would be create trigger on a table, that would be sales detail table. So after insert, make a copy of the row and select it insert into another table. So triggers can be very useful. They need to be documented like our stored procedures. I personally find stored procedures easy to deal with because you know when you're running them, but certainly many operations should be automated. Here we're automating 2 columns: the rank of the customer and their category. So let's talk about ranking. And, the idea is after invoice is saved, go update the customer table, that one row, and then come here and also update their ranking. So the store procedure is going to update, after you close the sale, it's going to update the numeric metrics. But you could also update other things. So now you have to make a decision: what code do I want automated, and what code do I want to explicitly run when I click a button or say run. So, but the thing is here: after update, after delete, after insert, or before. So something to think about. You have to document these, of course. All right, so after you update a customer, how do why would a customer be updated? They bought something. So after the customer's table is updated, then go redo the rank, and then based on how much they bought, total revenue, categorize them: new customer, top customer, and so that's a text metric, and that's what you're supposed to create. That's one of your original contributions, text metrics that can be used on the x-axis of a column chart, or as a slicer, or as parts of a stacked column chart. So these text metrics, where you put customers in categories, are great because you decide where the categories are. And so every time somebody closes out a sale, we're going to re-rank and recategorize these customers. Let's just see this in action. So how about Burl Ives? All right, how about this guy, Henry? So Henry right now is ranked 9. And a new customer. So what if he just buys more stuff? Oh, now they're ranked 7. And now they're a good customer. So I made one change here. $12,000. They're still ranked 7th. How about $16,000? Now they're ranked 5th, and now they're a solid customer. So the thing just works. So now you have to think about how, what code do I want automated and what code do I want updated based on an event. I'll leave that to you. Okay. So take a look at this code. So after a change happens in the customers table, the data was updated. Go update the customers table, set the rank, and that's what we've been looking at. Now rank is a squirrely piece of code, so it has to be part of a select statement. I didn't create this. So you can't put a rank directly inside an update. So we have to get the rank. So let me just run that little piece. You have to get the rank and then put that in a subquery. So that's the solution to a lot of these limitations. Put the data in a subquery. Other people use something called a CTE, pretty much the same. All right, so get the customer total revenue now from the customers table. So you could also have gotten, we could have also used a group by query to total the revenue by customer. That'd be even more legit because that'd be coming straight from the transaction table. Here we're relying on these numbers to be accurate, but it's just a ranking. All right, so here we go. A rank has to be inside a select statement. So now that's so cool. There's a column called rank in the customers table. So we're putting the column in there. So we're doing an update set. So we're updating one column in the customers table. And so it's an update set. And where do the values come from? This subquery. And so this rank is a function that can rank over, in this case, the entire data set. If there's no term here, partition, so you could rank by year. We could partition the data into years, but there's no partition here, so it's just the entire data set. So in this column, we're going to rank by total revenue, descending high on top. So the value for the ranking is based on the total revenue, order by. It's based on the total revenue with the highest on top. And all of that creates a column called ranking, which we're able to access in the outer query. So it's the same kind of thing. The inner subquery is doing the hard work and providing a value in the column. Just be able to use the alias, and then you can use that alias. You can refer to that alias. You can access that value. See, I don't want this whole bit of text in that code. So you break the code into 1, 2, 3 steps. So a rookie coder will try to do everything in one step. As you get more seasoned, you just break big problems into little steps, and then you just line them all up. Step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you're done. Similar here. I want to update 2 columns, the rank and the revenue category. But I'm not going to put it all together. You might be able to, but it's needlessly complex. So why bother? 2 steps. It's like poetry. Verse 1, verse 2. Keep it simple so people understand it. All right, so the subquery is pulling a couple of columns, customer ID, total revenue, and then it's ranking over the entire data set of customers and ordering. Either the rank is ordered by the total revenue. I could have used number of units. So could have used number of sales, number of SKUs. So that'd be, so you could have different rankings. So maybe this column should be called financial ranking or revenue ranking. But I just called it rank. All right, so now, but the interesting thing is we have to match up the ranks from our subquery here with the ranks that's in the customer table, or with the data in the customer table. So that's why we need this join. So join the customers on the customers that's in the subquery. So customer ID here is actually subquery customer ID because it's part of this thing. So that's on the right. So that's how it knits them two together. We'll talk about that many times. Update, set, join. It's wicked cool and very powerful. Talk about that on your job interviews. All right, and then we're going to update the customer table, but just when people are in different groups. And so I like to put a relation operator on the bottom, less than, and then I like to put a relation operator on the top, greater than, and in the middle I like to use a range between this and this. There's other ways to do it, but I find this very readable, this code, especially when you're handing off your code to somebody else. All right, so whenever some data in the customers table changes, go ahead and run this code. This code is triggered by the event update. So go update the customers, put in the rank, and then also take a look at their total revenue, and then update the column revenue category. So let's see this in action one more time. Close this out. So this is the actual store procedure. So this store procedure is going to force the update. So customers are going to get updated, and this is the procedure that updates the customers. Sorry, it's late. So I'm going to execute that. Isn't that cool? So you can right click your store procedure and hit execute. And let's see. So Joey Bag of Donuts is rank 8. And then he just bought something. Now he's up to $8,000. Oh, he went from new customer to good customer, but he's still rank 8. So I just did a before and after for Joey. Before he had 6 sales, and then we just had a sale. He's the most recent. His purchase was the most recent one. And so let's do it again. So he's a good customer now. Before he was a new customer, now he's a good customer. All right, let's hit it again. Well, now he's got 8 sales. He's still a good customer. He's got 9 sales. Now he's solid. He's a solid customer. So he went over 16,000. Let's see if that's true. Yeah, so over 15,000. So now he's a solid customer. All right, sports fans, triggers. Oh, I forgot the most important thing. So the trigger is stored inside the customer's table right there. Triggers. So stored procedures are in its own place, but triggers are part of the table because it runs after something happens to the table. All right, sport fans, you take care of yourself. Keep going. Bye.